Yeah, what are they waiting for?
5 books that should be TV shows.
Our first contender. Acacia.
They are
Why do you think this should be a TV show?
Well, I think because it has a marvelous world building.
Agreed.
It has a lot of characters.
That's
Well,
not
that's
much.
It has a lot of complex characters.
Both the protagonists and the antagonists are so great. They really
so great that they are.
well, literally some characters are great. Like Skin is great.
Yeah.
The main characters are all people of color. It's completely amazing.
Yeah.
We don't see that much. You usually see the main protagonists are white, and then the sidekicks are people of color.
Yeah.
Not here, definitely.
The antagonists is the white people. So.
What I really liked is you also see the story from the antagonist's perspective, and you really, in certain ways, you can't really blame them. You know, it's awesome because they're all real people. And the protagonists do really big mistakes and you hate them sometimes. And the antagonists do really thoughtful things that you're like, oh my god, I want to root for them.
And there is a lot of creatures, so I think it deserves to be a TV show because of that.
And
because of
if
that.
anything worse, it has a lot of plot twists. It's a really attention-grabbing plot.
Yeah.
It isn't afraid of doing something you don't expect.
Yeah.
Maybe killing some characters. Maybe not. Why it might not be ideal for a TV show. Yeah. Game of Thrones is really not doing any favors in some ways because in one hand it's like, oh my god, Game of Thrones works so well, let's do something like that. In the other hand it's like, Game of Thrones went downhill. Maybe everyone will look at it and think it's the next Game of Thrones. We don't want it.
There is a good point about Acacia is that it is a finishing trilogy. So
there's no way you can ruin that. Maybe they're not ready for that. HBO is going for Game of Thrones spin-offs. Yeah. It's safer. And the others, like Netflix, is going for more young adult fantasy because it's more popular. Acacia is amazing, but not everyone knows about it, which is really sad because it's awesome.
Yes, it is.
Do you want them to be adapted?
Yes, I do.
What we have next?
Well, this is the Rama saga. Why? Because it's sci-fi!
And because
it has aliens!
You need a lot of content to make a good TV show. Otherwise, you're just going to make filler episodes, which is not really good, as we all know. The first reason why it needs to be adapted into a TV show is
Nicole.
She's the main protagonist. Woo! What a woman! Let me tell you, I was crying the whole way because I love her so much.
She's always crying, so forget.
That's true.
Yeah, she's a black woman, so that tells
everything. She's so awesome. No, that doesn't tell everything.
Yeah.
She could be a black woman and not be developed or anything. But she's a really amazing character. She's so complex. She really is an amazing development. And we really get to go along with her and find out what Rama is.
Growing old with her.
Spoilers! We spend the books with her. We find out what she does with her life in Rama. And you know, she discovers what is there.
We rarely have the encounter with the aliens, with the intelligent races. Now we have like movies like Arrival and stuff. But these ones really go deeper in subjects.
No, it's true. I mean, the aliens, for starters, they aren't humanoid aliens.
Yeah.
Which is so boring. I mean, you have a whole universe and oh my god, we're just humans but a little bit different. Come on!
Exactly.
So they're not humanoid and they're intelligent and they're not like, oh, we want to kill. They really have complex motives and they really are well-developed characters like the rest.
And I was like, whoa, this is so eerie, so enigmatic.
Yes. The reason why it might not be yet a TV show or might not even be considered to be a TV show.
Sci-fi is not getting a good vibe.
Unfortunately, sci-fi is still very niche. It is.
No, the sci-fi now is like dystopia and that stuff. And it's quite limiting. That's sad.
One thing that Remy is really amazing in, because I think when they're adapting sci-fi or fantasy,
Yeah.
they're scared that it's gonna be like, oh, it's only for the nerds, not the general
Oh my
audience will like it. But to really work with the general audience, you have to have a good story and good characters. That's it. It doesn't matter the genre. So I think Rama could also do that. That's what matters. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. To adapt this story and adapt it well, you need to have people with really big budget. You have like open space and lots of creatures and really big spaces with a lot of stuff happening. Next, you might notice there's just one book here.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Oh, the name Windhaven. Windhaven. Why? Because yes, when I touch this book, I always smell the sea. I touch the sands, and I want to fly.
That was poetic. This one, whenever I look at it, I get this warm feeling inside. It's like a safe place, honestly.
Reasons to adapt this. First, it's by George R. R. Martin.
So you know it's
and Lisa
awesome.
Tuttle. Second, it is a completed story.
Yeah.
Like the life stories. She's a child and she's a grown
That's
woman.
the main concern now. It's like,
Yeah.
does it have a hand? Because
Yeah.
if it doesn't, we can't adapt it. We have some story.
Stop!
No, I didn't say anything.
That's subject to another video.
That's true. Please.
World building awesome because well, Windhaven is about a girl that lives in the archipelago. Oh, look at the map of islands, please. Can you
Exactly.
see?
I mean, imagine Earth, but we don't have continents. We only have highlands.
Technological level, it's like medieval. So they need to fly from island to island
With these devices,
these wings.
we really go along with her on her life journey, and it's such an amazing journey. It really makes you think about life and what you do with it and what you choose to follow and you're trying to reach your goals and everything.
There are also a lot of different cultures, right?
Yeah, I think I remember.
Island from island. Basically, no one gives a damn about this book. Well, that's not true, but it's not that popular.
I never even once saw anyone recommend Windhaven. We think it would work better as a TV show because, like we said before, it really goes along with her whole life. So there's a lot to explore there. Besides, the world is so richly made, so there's also a lot of opportunities there to explore a lot. Make a mini series about this. What do you think it's coming? Well, I'll give you an hint. It's not a book. I'm kidding. Of course it's a book. What are you watching this for? It's not a book.
Oh, alright, it's a book, but it's a graphic novel. Monstrous. It has a lot of women, a lot of cats. Please, cat.
It's literally the most diverse cast I've ever seen. You have a bunch of women,
Queer people.
queer people,
Creatures.
people of color, people with disabilities. I mean, it's so awesome. You really feel like it's a very inclusive world.
Yeah,
it's
the protagonist is basically everything. He's a person of color. He's a queer person. Has disabilities.
It's a woman.
He's also
A monstrous. Whoever you are, if you read these graphic novels, you will find someone that you can identify with. You will.
Yeah, I think.
And that's saying a lot. Just look at this art. Oof, it's amazing.
These arts. Maybe a reason anime shows to make live action.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
the stuff you can do
Oh, how can you do this?
to
you
make
can.
this into live action,
You can, but
it is a tough situation.
another good point is that it has a map. So
Oh yeah, she's kind of crazy about maps.
well, why? Well, a point that it can be not adapt is because, well, I confess it's a little confusing because it's a lot of plots. I think.
I mean,
The
it's
plot
you really
points,
the
a lot
plot.
of characters.
The plot really grabs your attention. You can't really put it down, but there's a lot of happening. You can adapt a complex and big story, you can adapt it, but to adapt it well, that's the problem.
Well, there, like I saw in an article, there is no movement in trying to do
Adapt
this, to adapt this.
The world and the creatures and everything, it's very different from what we've seen from
Factions.
fantasy.
Well,
it's awesome.
it's inspiring. It's a mix of Asian and Roman Empire, mix of world building. It's
You see
quite-
why,
it's
as
quite
difficult
awesome.
as it might be, this is important to be adapted.
Because it's different.
Make it mainstream, come on!
Yeah.
I think it's the kind of books that makes...
A good TV.
Yeah,
show.
I mean, yeah.
Next.
Go grab the last one. Oh my god, there's a bunch of books again!
Yes.
A book
Yes.
someone knows.
Because come on, who doesn't want Mistborn? First, the book begins with ashes fall from the sky.
Oh my god.
But there are also creatures. Sorry, I must say that.
That's awesome.
And there is a map again, so you can.
So there's a map, so obviously it's a
That's
good
what.
book.
That's why. If it has a map, it is because it's a lot of world building. So
That's true.
it said there is only a woman.
Well-
Well, important. It is a protagonist, but also Brandon Sanderson said he's sorry about that fact.
So he acknowledges
Is
that there's a woman protagonist, but
only
there's
one.
only one woman.
There are another like Alriane. I think it's
As someone who hasn't
What?
read the books, what grabbed my attention? Protagonist woman, you know?
yeah.
The setting already looks awesome. It's fantasy, it has creatures. I'm saying I want a TV show of that.
Yeah. They have so much the magic. It's just there are series stories like Song of Ice and Fire. The magic is mysterious and almost no one has it. Well,
And-
here also, but here is like a power. It's like a gameplay. Well, I think you all know it, and that's whoa.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
How
It's a wow!
I can't even imagine how that could be in a visual form. They grab the various types of metal and they have powers.
I think it would be like trying to discover the world and
Yeah,
how the
yeah.
magic works as we go along with the protagonist that she finds out about the world. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, there's obviously a lot of material to adapt, so
Yeah.
TV show
Well-
format.
There is a sad point is that Brandon Sanderson is trying to being adapt, but Hollywood doesn't have an interest. I don't know. So he's writing the screenplay to get ahead, and at least they grab the screenplay
you know,
and say,
I mean-
"Alright, maybe adapt it."
He does go ahead some steps, so maybe that helps. I hope so, because I don't know much, but I know I like the concept.
Even so, no one is adapting this, sadly. At least we have masterpieces
What?
masterpieces in
Oh,
books,
yeah.
so at least we can reread it. I don't reread books.
If you're looking for a book to adapt, or if you want to campaign on social media to push for something, these are our 5 examples. We did say some of these weren't very well known, so if you know them, please tell us. We'd love
Yeah.
to talk. You also could think these are awful to adapt.
Yeah, tell us why we like to disagree.
I know we said 5 books, but I have one last book that should be adapted. I'm going to grab it real fast.
She's crazy. That was really quick. Really quick. Oh my god.
This might be a book you have never heard of.
What is that?
Shadow and Bone.
I don't know. What is this?
Shadow and Bone. In case you don't know, it's a young adult fantasy. I'm still not finished, but I really know it's awesome. So maybe, I don't know, Netflix could adapt it. Let's see. That's my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever heard of Shadow and Bone? Well, farewell. We're the sisters of the Geek. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
Woo!